episode 7.3.
Yes.
Of the ongoing tasting of Trappist beers. And now we have the Rochefort Trappist 10 here, which we've already tried the 8. Incredibly well-balanced beer. And now we have a Belgian Outsider, one of the newer
underdog,
one of the newer additions, the Koningshoeven Quadrupel. I actually thought these two would be an interesting pairing to put side by side.
Sure.
And because this one is slightly sweet, and so is the Koningshoeven. So I thought these two would be great to pair up together.
And I'm not going to object because, you know.
And why would you object, Mr. Bradford?
Can you do that again and say that you are Gotham's Reckoning?
I am Gotham's Reckoner. Was that better?
Let's pop these beers.
I would love to say that's going to be edited out of the video, but it's not.
I don't edit. That's the thing. If you notice anything from these videos, the only things that I make edits to are when something goes completely awry. And we don't eat any bread. So why would anything go awry? Let's start with Rochefort 10.
Oh darn, I have to drink more beer.
So Rochefort 10, actually quite similar to the Rochefort 8, and notice I poured short because you always get poured short.
I love it. I love it.
Notice a little water in the bottom of your beer glass there, so that's going to count against you.
Damn it. I love it.
So the Rochefort 10, quite similar to the Rochefort 8, but it is definitely a sweeter beer. Hang on, because we are both going to get sediment on this one.
Oh.
Lots of back and forth pours, so...
Get ready, get sediment, and drink.
So, again, one of my favorite beers, the Rochefort 10. Incredibly good, but as far as balance goes, it's a little on the sweet side. Oh, it just... Woo, I know this is going to like be a put-off, but the aroma is somewhat like a sweet vomit smell. I know this isn't going to make you want to like buy this beer, but I'm telling you, it's a fantastic beer. But that's how sweet it is. It's like, it's slightly sweet and pungent. It's a pungent aroma.
On another note, he has ruined this beer for me for the rest of my life.
But it's good though, like, right? I mean, you've tasted it now.
How do I drink? Okay, I'll drink it.
Just pretend like it doesn't smell like vomit and taste it. It's so good.
It is so good. Even if that's thank you, because you have put it in perspective.
It's like a fine cheese. Some cheeses smell like feet.
It's like a fine cheese vomit. Even this is a beer that even if you're...
I'm sure Rochefort would appreciate this, but I doubt they will like adapt and like make this as their marketing.
We are not going to get any
Rochefort. It smells like cheese feet.
Yeah, we're not looking for any kind of affirmation here, but when one of your best friends says it is like a fine vomit smell, and then you drink it and you think, I want to keep drinking this beer.
But that's the thing about the aroma of beer. Sometimes it's misleading. It's just like a cheese. Like sometimes you smell a cheese and it's just like, oh, it smells like butt particles, like condensed.
I think we've taken you
thrown in your face.
I think we've taken you about as far as possible on the taste continuum and the smell continuum to don't drink a beer.
Yeah.
And yet we are still here.
This is the
yelling at you to drink this beer.
I know it is a phenomenal beer. Like if you could just like
let me just
as you bring it to your face, That's how you drink Rochefort 10 right there.
Let me just...
You gotta blow the top off and then chug it down. Because it's so good. It's so smooth and creamy. It's like Rochefort 8. It's got more sweetness and...
Yes.
It's a phenomenal beer, right?
Right, it is. But you may be confused at this point in viewing our video because we
have very smart viewers, so
yes.
They're not confused. They know what's going on.
Maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but just know that this is a great beer. If you have access to it and you're drinking it, more power to you. Good for you. Enjoy it. You may choose or maybe not to, listen to our comments, but I know I enjoy this beer, and it has there's many aromas and it's.
So here's the thing: you've enjoyed this, right? It's sweet, it's smooth, it's creamy, it's so easy to drink, and just like the Rochefort 8, it's one of those beers. If the Rochefort 10 is available, snatch it up. I would buy. Yes.
Snatch it.
I would buy 8 and 10, like side by side. Grab like probably 3 or 4 of them. Put them in my basket. Wouldn't think twice about it. The 6. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had it. We're not gonna review it. Yeah, it is. It's just like we make strong beers and we make this other beer that's not as strong and it doesn't taste as good and it was from a previous mother and it has the same last name but it's not going to get the inheritance that the 8 and the 10 they get, but it's it got the same name and that's Rochefort 6 in a nutshell,
pretty much.
Well, in a nutshell, that's Rochefort 6.
Pretty much.
So, moving on to the...
There's another beer.
Koningshoeven Quadrupel. And I'm pretty sure... okay.
Move over, Rochefort.
Oh, here's the thing with quadruples. They're always good, right? Have you had a bad quad?
They think they're better than triples.
They're like one more better.
But are they?
Yes.
But do the math. But are they?
+1?
Okay. Depends.
So,
it depends on the base number, doesn't it?
Okay, so in case you're like doing like a taste along with us, this is a Koningshoeven Quadrupel Trappist, okay? So this is not the oak version of this beer, which is fantastic. If you can find the oak version of this beer, get it.
Especially,
it is so good.
Especially if a guy is waving a bottle opener at you. If you can
that's
find
how
it,
I'm trying to tell them to.
I know, but it's kind of threatening.
That's what I'm doing. That's the point. I'm saying find the oak version and drink it. This is not the oak version. This is really good from what I remember.
Alright, I'm going to have to drink this beer just because I'm afraid I'm going to get stabbed.
Well, it's not oak, so don't get too excited.
Well, it's okay with me.
That was awful.
Maybe not so much.
Oklahoma jokes. See
I'm
again.
kind of from Oklahoma.
No, you're not.
My parent, my dad, my ancestors.
Alright.
And we drink
So, here we go. Ready?
No?
Sweet aroma.
Very familiar.
Sweet and metallic
Kind of
aroma that
becoming familiar.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
See, here's the thing with Trappist beers. Gosh. Okay, so this is a definitely sweeter than Rochefort 10, which is funny because I consider Rochefort 10 to be a really sweet beer. This is way sweeter.
Yeah.
Very malty. It's a very cloudy beer. it does have nice color, but man, oh,
It's really in your face. Just complete uppercut. Just uppercut, uppercut, uppercut.
yeah.
I don't know.
So this would be a great beer if you're just getting started into the beer world. Maybe you've like picked up a, I don't know, a blue,
Chimay Blue. Yeah.
and that was like almost sweet enough for you. This would maybe be a good like backup. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet.
It's really sweet. What are we on? 7.3?
Yeah.
I would say
This is the sweetest of
out of
all the beers
our
we've had.
so far, out of 7.1 to 7.3, this is the sweetest.
Yeah,
of them
definitely.
all.
But I've had a couple of other Koningshoeven beers, and they make good beers. But as far as flavor goes, like even though this is a little overly sweet and not as balanced, it is really good.
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't throw it in your face. I wouldn't waste it on your face like that.
no. I mean, don't let me... There's going to be people who are watching that really love sweet, just in-your-face beers that I'm drinking. And if that's your thing, this is your beer. I don't know what else to say. I mean...
So I actually thought we'd have a pretty even pairing with the Rochefort 10 and the Koningshoeven Quadrupel, but it wasn't. The Rochefort 10 was on par with episodes 7.1 and 7.2, whereas the Koningshoeven Quadrupel is really like, it stands alone as definitely the sweetest of the beers we've had.
It does.
If we could go back and do some repairings, like it'd be interesting to see like how the Rochefort 10 comes up against the West Flareton. The West Flareton, was that 12?
12.
Because it's pretty well balanced, but again, the 8 to me is less sweet, so it's good beer.
Yeah, I mean, everything that we've had in these last 3 episodes is outstanding beer. I mean, we're talking about shades of gray. We really are.
That's what's so hard about Trappist beers, though, because they all follow the same regiment, so the flavor is all so close. So it comes down to minuscule.
It could come down to the beer that they have flowing through their town. I mean, that's really
You mean the water?
the water that they have flowing through their town.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to edit that out.
No.
The water that they have flowing through their town could really be the difference between beer A and beer B, or beer 8 and beer 10. And it's amazing the difference.
So until next time, I've had enough.
Yeah. He's Michael.
And I'm Michael. Wait, you're Michael. Buenas noches.
Don't stop believing.
Hold on to that feeling.
Street lights, people.
Welcome to the show. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes good, sometimes bad, some good, some bad.